Back to Cofield and Company on ESPN Las Vegas, live at Ellis Island Casino.
Yeah, we're hanging out in the front yard. If you haven't been here, spectacular build out right in front of Ellis Island. Going to be a hot spot for F1. It's a hot spot tonight for Game 5 of the Stanley Cup Finals. What a big week around Las Vegas. We were just talking about the history of Vegas and where this will rank as a championship in the history of Vegas, and we're comparing and contrasting to the Runnin' Rebels winning the national championship some 30-plus years ago. Well, we also got the Southern Nevada Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony going down on Friday at the DLC in Henderson. And one of the guys going in is a good friend of the show, a good friend off of the show as well, as Adam Candy's here. It's Cofield. Kevin Higgins, UNLV baseball coach and also a great baseball player himself, is up with us. He's going into the hall. Higgy, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing great. How you doing, Steve?
We're good. Adam Candy is here as well. This is a perfect time to get you on, and I want to talk about your baseball career and what you guys have produced as coaches at UNLV. But first, I wanted your perspective on the Golden Knights potentially winning the Cup. You know, you've been around Vegas forever. And listen, you know about the history being at the school of the Runnin' Rebels and just how amazing that was when you look back on it, winning a national title as technically a group of 5 school. What are your memories of that national title and what it meant for the city, you know, versus what we've got now?
Well, I'll tell you, I mean, I actually got here in 90, so it was a special time. Never been to Vegas before, but that was a special time, first time here. But this is something different. I mean, the Knights are ours. You know, the Misfits, and they showed up, and we're getting ready for a viewing party right now, and we've been watching them every game that they've played. They came at a perfect time. They won early. With October 1, it was a tough time, but they kind of led the whole town through good times.
Kevin, deep question. I'm not even sure if you want to talk about it. It might not even be accurate. Were you out there at the concert on 1 October?
Yes.
Okay. So I mean that's another next level connection that I don't have. So I'm sure you really remember, you know, what happened and then the aftermath and just how emotional it was to have the Knights, you know, come right out there and try to pick up the city.
Yeah, no, it was like I said, it was a tough time, but they came around at the right time. I think opening day was 5 days after. They beat Dallas, I want to say. But yeah, it kind of healed the town a little bit. But it was a tough time, but they came in at the right time. And like I said, it was ours. I mean, back from the Stars, 51s, and that was it.
Kevin Higgins with us going into the Southern Nevada Sports Hall of Fame. You're really good minor league player, great college player at Arizona State, has been a coach around UNLV for more than a decade. One last thing on the Knights. Can you make a connection as a baseball player, a baseball coach, to hockey and the style of the game and some of these players on this VGK team?
Well, they're a lot tougher than we were. I mean, we played a lot more games, but I couldn't imagine getting hit and doing the things that they do on the ice. I mean, I can't skate, but no, it's fun to watch. But I think just the tenacity, the way they come together and form a group of guys that just want to go out there and get after it is kind of similar, but it's a lot different. They're, like I said, they're a lot tougher than we are.
Wait a second. You're being humble, a little bit self-deprecating here. Tell people you played a lot of catcher, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, so I got hit in the shin a couple times. I never got boarded.
Okay.
I never had to fight.
Yeah, you know, even with the big cup on, getting hit in the nuts or, you know, taking foul balls off the hand or freaking foul ball straight back off the face, that hurts.
Yeah, Steve, I'll tell you the truth. I never wore a cup.
No,
I caught without a cup.
What?
And I played every position without a cup. I couldn't do it. And thank God you know, I have 4 kids to this day, but thank God it never hurt me. But
that was my transition. I'm like, you still had kids? What are you, crazy?
Yeah, it wasn't comfortable.
Well, I know it was. I mean, I didn't play high-level baseball. I didn't like it either, but I played a little bit of catcher at like 12. I wasn't, you know, even then I'm like, I'm not going to destroy the jewels here. That hurts. All right. You see how tough he is. He's talking about getting boarded. Guys playing catcher without wearing a cup. You're freaking crazy. Let's Kevin Higgins with us. He's going into the Southern Nevada Sports Hall of Fame on Friday. First of all, let's talk about your college career, because you didn't have the easiest path to get to Arizona State. So what was the path? What, a little bit of JUCO, and then how did you actually land at Arizona State?
Yeah, it was just JUCO, and got fortunate enough, had a decent career. I was telling JT earlier, I wasn't ready mentally. I wasn't ready academically. So the JUCO route was the best route. I really learned how to play the game there with my coach OB, and got fortunate enough to be recruited by Arizona State, and everything kind of just worked out.
Tell people how good you guys were.
We were 63-11.
Okay.
We were number 1 in the country, and we lost the final game, though, so it doesn't really matter.
Wow. That's interesting, because we were having a discussion earlier about kind of appreciating things in life as they happen. And I don't know if you watched Nikola Jokic last night. When the Nuggets won, he was like, all right, time to go home. And I'm like, yeah, you might down the road look at that and say, hey, you know, maybe I should have appreciated it more. Kevin, that's a big deal to be the number 1 team in the country and falling just short. I mean, do you still hold on to that? You just let it go? I mean, that's an incredible accomplishment to even be the runner-up after a magical season.
No, I mean, it's fun, but I mean, you play to win the last game, and especially when you're supposed to win the last game, and it didn't work out. But I mean, hold on to it? No. I mean, had a great time there, and still have some great friends from that club, but it just happens. I mean, you just got to keep moving on. That's sports. You're going to lose, you're going to win, and you just keep going.
What was your trek through the minors?
It was a long time.
Yeah.
Luckily got here early, got to Vegas early in AAA, and then spent quite a few years here before I got a chance to play up there. But, like I said, I had no business playing up there. I fortunate enough to have almost 200 at-bats in the big leagues. But, yeah, it's you get lucky. A lot of times you're lucky. I'm not Bryce Harper. I'm not even Bryson Stout. I mean, not even close. But got lucky, right place, right time, did enough things to get me there. But, yeah, it was fun.
By the way, you played with Pat Listach at ASU, right?
Yeah.
What was that like as you watched him, explode into the majors and eventually win? Was he the 89 Rookie of the Year, something like that?
He was
maybe a little early.
90. I think 90, he stole 72 bases for the Brewers. Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, he was our shortstop and our leadoff hitter. He was my double play partner. I think we did lead the country in double plays that year.
Nice. What was your history with Bruce Bochy?
Well, Boach was my first manager in Spokane. My first year I got drafted, it was his first year managing. So I spent 3 years with Boach, and then he was our third base coach in San Diego. So still got a good relationship with him and still talk to him quite a bit. And, yeah, he's the absolute best. And you knew right off the bat that he was going to be a special one.
Kevin Higgins with us, UNLV baseball coach, one of the assistants, a former major leaguer, longtime member of the Las Vegas Stars, and All-American at Arizona State. He's going into the Southern Nevada Sports Hall of Fame. I've been on the road with you a couple of times. We mixed it up. We can have a good time.
Yeah,
we can stay out. We can stay out late. I got a couple of tips on you from someone. I'm not going to say who. I don't know. I don't reveal my sources. Did you not have a curfew around Bochy?
No.
What's the deal with that?
Boach was from the word go. He's going to treat you like a man if you acted like a man, and if you showed up and played, he didn't. There was no rules. And if you didn't, then we heard about it a couple times. But yeah, for the most part, he was just he treated you like a grown up, and he expected to act like one.
When you were with the Stars, I know you were pretty versatile. Did you actually play every position in one game?
Yes.
How did that go?
It was a really good game. I mean, I actually had a really good game, but when you play, it's kind of like what they say, right? If you got 3 quarterbacks, you don't have one.
Yeah.
It's kind of the same thing there. It wasn't really good enough at any one, but could do enough decent to stay around.
I mean, I'm not going to insult you because you're a great baseball player. You're an All-American. You played high-level AAA baseball. You played in the majors. Was there a position, though, where you got out there and you're like, yeah, I don't really love this too much. I want to get the hell out of here soon?
Actually, no, because once I went from second base in college and then went behind the plate because they informed me we had a guy named Roberto Alomar at second base in San Diego. So I said, okay, yeah, I'll try this catcher thing. And then I had a guy named Benito Santiago there. So I just had to wait my turn. But no, once you catch, nothing scares you anymore.
What was it like as you're catching at times, but also being around Benito Santiago in terms of like, wow, the skill set on that guy?
Yeah, it was, like I said, they moved me to catcher the first time in 90. It was my first big league camp, and came from second base, never put on a gear before. And I was throwing on the short field with Sandy Alomar Jr. and Benito Santiago, which two of the top 10 arms that ever played. And I was throwing double play balls, little loop on them, the second base. And yeah, they let me know about it a little bit.
I'm sure. Did you guys ever clock Benito Santiago just throwing a pitch?
No. I would imagine he was probably 95, 96 easy.
Right? You'd have to think so. All right. Now, the other great thing about your career, aside from playing, has been coaching, and that include coaching at CSN. I mean, everyone knew Bryce Harper was good. When you really got your hands on him and you guys got to work with him, for a short time on the collegiate level, what was that like?
It's one of those things you'll never forget, because I've known Ronnie and Sherry for years. We used to play softball with Ronnie, so know Bryce since he was little. But to do that and what he did at 16 years old was, absolutely ridiculous. I mean, there's a reason he is what he is.
Yep.
And it was super special and fun to be around. And we just tried to put the brakes on him because he played so hard all the time, and we were just trying to tell him that, hey, you got to slow down just a tad.
Southern Nevada Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony is coming up on Friday at the DLC. We'll have all the charity information as they do a silent auction. You can go get early info right now at snshf.com. Kevin Higgins is with us. He's currently an assistant coach with UNLV baseball. Connor Field is going in. The Speedway is going in. Karen White's. Kenny Gwynn is being honored, and Lon Kruger is going in as well. We'll close on this. All the years you've worked at UNLV, you guys have had a lot of players drafted. You've had some immense success stories, guys reaching the majors. Doesn't even mean that they got drafted, but is there a player you got to work with where you're like, man, we really took this guy from a pretty decent player, or I had some doubts in him, but now I'm really proud in how he turned out?
You know what? No, I don't think we did anything that was going to, stem the trajectory of some of these guys. But yeah, to see Bryson and Dean Kramer and Kyle Isbel and these guys go to the big leagues, it's Eddie, obviously. It's special, but they worked their tail off and they had the talent and they got there.
Who's presenting for you on Friday, or is that a big secret?
I don't think we don't have presenters anymore.
That's a good point. They do the videos, right?
Yeah, they just do the videos now, so there's no presenter. But if I had to have a presenter, it'd probably be Logan.
Okay.
Donnie's been my guy for years, yeah.
Well, congrats on this. It's a great honor. We'll see you out there on Friday, and we appreciate a couple minutes today.
Sounds good.